The words struck like thunder in the middle of a bright afternoon dining room. Your translator is lying. A tired single father carrying a tray of coffee cups never imagined that one desperate warning would change the fate of a billionaire, expose a painful betrayal, and transform his own struggling life forever. Before we begin, if you believe that kindness still matters, that honest people deserve second chances, and that courage can come from the most unexpected places, please like this video, comment where you're watching from, share this story with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories for more emotional journeys that touch the heart. At 38 years old, Adrian Mercer lived a life built entirely around sacrifice. By day, he worked as a waiter in a busy downtown restaurant overlooking the city square, and by night, he returned home to a tiny apartment where his 8-year-old daughter, Sophie, waited with her school books spread across the kitchen table. Ever since losing his wife 3 years earlier to illness, Adrian had become mother, father, teacher, and provider all at once. His dreams had long been replaced by unpaid bills, overdue rent notices, and endless worries about giving his daughter a better future. Despite his struggles, Adrian possessed one remarkable gift. Growing up in a multicultural neighborhood, he had learned several languages from friends, neighbors, and years spent helping tourists around the city. He never imagined that this unusual skill would someday become his greatest strength. One sunny afternoon, the restaurant welcomed a distinguished guest. His name was Lucien Veyron, a self-made billionaire investor visiting from overseas to finalize a major business partnership that promised to bring jobs and opportunities to thousands of local families. Since Lucien spoke little English, he was accompanied by a translator named Victor Hale, a polished and confident man who seemed to command complete trust. Adrian noticed something unusual almost immediately. While serving drinks near their table, he overheard Lucien speaking warmly and respectfully about supporting local workers, investing in education programs, and helping struggling communities. Yet Victor translated entirely different messages to the executives sitting across the table. Instead of generosity, Victor described demands for larger profits, layoffs, and cost-cutting measures that would hurt countless employees. At first, Adrian doubted himself. Perhaps he had misunderstood, but as the meeting continued, the lies became undeniable. Lucien's kind expressions turned confused as the atmosphere around the table grew colder. Business leaders exchanged uncomfortable looks, their excitement fading into disappointment. Adrian felt his heart pounding. He knew interrupting such an important meeting could cost him his job. The restaurant manager had warned staff never to disturb high-profile clients. Losing this position would mean losing the income his daughter depended on. Yet, remaining silent meant allowing thousands of people to suffer because of deception. With trembling hands and fear filling his chest, Adrian stepped forward. Every eye in the restaurant turned toward him as he gathered the courage he barely possessed. He respectfully explained that he understood Lucien's language and believed there had been serious mistranslations throughout the conversation. The room fell silent. Lucien looked directly at Adrian and spoke carefully. Adrian translated every word accurately. For the first time that day, Lucien's true intentions were finally heard. He wanted to create scholarships, protect workers' jobs, and establish training centers for young people seeking better opportunities. The executives stared in shock. Victor's confident expression disappeared instantly. Further investigation revealed that Victor had been manipulating conversations for months, secretly benefiting from failed negotiations and damaged business relationships. Lucien was devastated. He had spent years wondering why partnerships collapsed despite his sincere efforts to help communities grow. For the first time in years, someone had spoken the truth without expecting anything in return. Lucien asked Adrian why he had risked everything to intervene. Adrian simply thought about his daughter and explained that he wanted her to grow up believing honesty mattered more than comfort, and that doing what was right was sometimes worth the greatest risk. Lucian never forgot those words. A few weeks later, Adrian received an unexpected invitation. Lucian offered him a position as a cultural advisor and communications consultant within his foundation. The salary was more than Adrian had ever earned, but even more meaningful was the respect he received. He no longer carried trays between tables wondering how he would pay rent. Instead, he helped build programs supporting families, students, and workers facing hardships similar to his own. Sophie's life changed too. She moved into a brighter home, attended a better school, and watched her father smile again after years of exhaustion and grief. Adrian realized that sometimes the smallest acts of courage become the turning points that redefine entire lives. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories, because every interaction helps us continue sharing meaningful stories filled with hope, compassion, and second chances. Special request: comment below with the word honesty if you believe one truthful voice can change someone's destiny.